What's up guys? Today we're counting down the top 10 most valuable character in Wuthering Waves. And when I say valuable, I don't just mean raw DPS numbers. I'm talking about character that can fit into multiple teams, bring insane utility, or just straight up make your life easier whether you're free to play or hardcore spender. Some of these units are so strong that they define the entire meta, while others are just super efficient to invest in. So let's get into it. Well, starting off strong, we got Camellia, the premier Havoc DPS who dropped all the way back in version 1.4. And yet, she's still carving up enemies in whimpering ways today. Camellia shines because she's super F2B friendly. You don't need to chase her signature weapon since she has amazing Subnoir Anchor for free, which already makes her one of the easiest limited DPS units to build. Her Budding and Blossom modes give her access to self-buffs, consistent damage, and burst potential that can easily shred the enemy. But it's not all perfect. At S0, she can get interrupted during her ephemeral. But still, if you want no gimmick Havoc carry that doesn't force you into an awkward team comp, Camellia is your girl. Coming in at number 9, we got Zanny, one of the most exciting Spectral Frazzle DPS unit. Now here's the deal. Zanny is good on her own, but she turns absolutely broken once you have PB on the same team. Well, together, they create Spectral Frazzle comp that feels like cheating. Zanny's kit is a mix of high damage combos and parries that reward skill expression. She can block entire attacks, trigger Frazzle stacks instantly, and scale heavily with heavy attack and Frazzle multiplier. That's a crazy package for a main DPS. The catch? She'll lock to Spectral Frazzle tip, and parrying is basically mandatory for optimal damage. But once you master her, Zanny isn't just top tier, she's meta-defining. Next up at number 8 is Sanhua, and don't underestimate this little 4-star. She's basically the glue for a lot of basic attack focused team. Her outro skill gives basic attack damage buff, which makes her invaluable for DPS units like Camellia. Well, on top of that, she brings solid Glacier sub DPS damage herself. Her kit can feel a little clunky, especially with the eye structure detonation mechanic, but once you learn how to position it, Sanhua becomes an incredible low investment support that boosts entire team, especially for basic attack damage DPS unit like Camellia. Sliding into number 7 is the classic Verena. She's basically all-purpose spectral support every account loves to have. Healing? She got it. Buff? She got them too. A mini cheat death mechanic? Yup, that too. Her outro gives team-wide 15% O-type damage buff plus continuously healing. And she becomes the definition of plug-and-play character in Wuthering Waves. She's not the tankiest unit since she scale off attack, but with echo sets to cover survivability, Verena fits into literally every comp that doesn't already have Shorekeeper. At number 6, we got Brand, one of the most unique fusion team in the game. He's kind of a Swiss army knife. Heals, shields, damage, buffs, he does it all. The coolest part about Brand is how his kit scales with energy regen. Stack enough of it and he converts it straight into attack, hitting level most other units can only dream of. His 40 circuit gives free heals and shield, while his outro buffs fusion and resonance skill damage for the next character. Now he's a little prone to interruption, especially mid-air, but when you build him right, Brand can fill multiple roles at once. That makes him insanely valuable investment into your account. Breaking into top 5, it's Carditia. This Arrow Sword Resonator is a combo-heavy DPS monster that can flip between two forms, Carditia and Fleur-de-Lis. What makes her valuable is that she applies arrow erosion by herself. Most of the dot DPS need enablers, but not Carditia. That gives her more flexibility in team comps and makes her future-proof since she scales with both arrow damage buff and arrow erosion buffs. Her downside, she's hard to buff since she scales with HP, and support options for that are still limited. But her damage ceiling is insane if you master her combos, making her one of the most rewarding DPS unit in Wuthering Waves. At number 4, we got Phoebe, and let me tell you, she's got some serious staying power. She was Wuthering Waves' first limited dot unit, and she's still incredibly relevant thanks to her Spectro Frazzle playstyle. Phoebe can flex as either main DPS or sub DPS, switching between Absolution for raw damage and Confession for Frazzle application. Her outro also shreds Spectro resistance, and she brings stance and AoE crowd control to the table. Of course, there is a weakness. Her weakness is that she really needs Frazzle stacks to pop off, which can be niche, but one setup, Phoebe's flexibility and scaling makes her one of the easiest to build and most future-proof DPS unit. Plus, she even got a free 4-star weapon from an event, making her a free-to-play friendly character. At number 3 is Agasta, the Electro Broadblade Queen who feels like she was designed to break content in Wuthering Waves. She's an amazing Electro DPS with consistent damage, self-shielding, and even a time stop mechanic that literally freezes enemies and timers. That's insane for endgame clears. Her outro lets her cycle faster into Resonance Liberation, making her rotation smoother than most characters. Her only downside is the reliance on premium weapons, but if you pair her with Mortifi, she suddenly becomes one of the best F2P friendly option in the entire game. Agasta's raw power and unique mechanics makes her easily one of the most valuable character to own. Runner-up for the number 2 spot is Carlota, Glacio Pistol DPS, who is basically the definition of easy value. Why? Range. With Pistol, she has no issue against teleporting bosses like Heke. She freezes enemies for free utility, and she doesn't need her signature weapon to perform. Her kit is simple but brutally effective, with huge single target DPS that's easy to pull off. And add in the fact that she synergizes perfectly with supports like Tauchi or Sanwa, and you got a DPS that feels smooth, powerful, and incredibly fun to play. And finally, sitting comfortably at number 1, Shorekeeper, the undisputed best support in Wuthering Waves. She heals, she buffs, she keeps your team alive with KO prevention, and more importantly, she gives team-wide crit rate, crit damage through her liberation. That alone would make her a meta-defining character, but she also brings damage amplification through her outro skill. Her only drawback is that she wants insane energy regen, but she doesn't even need her signature weapon to reach those levels. That makes her not only powerful but also accessible for F2P player. If you push her keeper, congratulations, you basically have a unit that fits to every single team in the entire game. And that's our list for top 10 most valuable character in Wuthering Waves. From Camellia's free-to-play havoc damage to Shorekeeper's god tier universal support. Every one of these characters brings something that makes them worth building. So for you, who do you guys think is the most valuable character right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this list, make sure to like, subscribe for more Wuthering Waves content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.